wanted to hopefully these words will get to him. President Trump. I've always been a fan of gladiator movies. I have watched them all countless times. Everybody who watches this podcast knows that. And if I consider what it is that I am so drawn to, like, is it the actors? Is it the storyline? And part, of course, who could deny like the performance of Russell Crowe in the first film? But above all of that, the characters, the script, there sits this sort of incontrovertible truth that I am absolutely fascinated by, which is the fragility of empires. Like, what is it ultimately that collapses an empire? What makes an emperor weak or an emperor strong? I think more to the heart of the matter, the question is, what is it that makes a king or an emperor feel threatened initially, right? The setup of every movie is always the same. You have the wealthy elites, the politicians perched above a coliseum, slaves fighting to their deaths beneath, all for their distinct entertainment, obviously. And then comes the inevitable narrative flip. Suddenly, the elites and their scribes and the senators, they perceive a threat. And when does that happen? That's actually not a rhetorical question, Mr. President. I know the answer. It is when a slave begins to command the crowd every single time without fail. That's when the politicians begin to feel worried. And what is of particular interest to me about that moment is that the slaves, on their end, they never desire the seats of the politicians, right? They just want to have their most basic needs met. In most circumstances, they happily would serve some sort of structure of governance forever if their basic needs could be met, but it's proven to be a historical impossibility, right? Inevitably, we arrive at the moment of political. All right, I'm obviously supposed to be off this week, but obviously I needed to come back because I wanted to address Mr. President Donald Trump. He is obviously arrived at a moment, and I just wanted to hopefully these words will get to him. So I'll just say that, dear Mr. President Trump. I've always been a fan of gladiator movies. I have watched them all countless times. Everybody who watches this podcast knows that. And when I consider what it is that I am so drawn to, like, is it the actors? Is it the storyline? And part, of course, who could deny like the performance of Russell Crowe in the first film? But above all of that, the characters, the script, there sits this sort of incontrovertible truth that I am absolutely fascinated by, which is the fragility of empires, right? What is it ultimately that collapses an empire? What makes an emperor weak or an emperor strong? I think more to the part of the question is, what is it that makes a king or an emperor feel threatened initially, right? The setup of every movie is always the same. You have the wealthy elites, the politicians perched above a coliseum, slaves fighting to their deaths beneath, all for their distinct entertainment, obviously. And then comes the inevitable narrative flip. Suddenly, the elites and their scribes and the senators, they perceive a threat. And when does that happen? That's actually not a rhetorical question, Mr. President. I know the answer. It is when a slave begins to command the crowd every single time without fail. That's when the politicians begin to feel worried. And what is of particular interest to me about that moment is that the slaves, on their end, they never desire the seats of the politicians, right? They just want to have their most basic needs met. In most circumstances, they'd happily would serve some sort of structure of governance forever if their basic needs could be met, but it's proven to be a historical impossibility, right? Inevitably, we arrive at the moment of political extravagance, the fabled let them eat cake moment. They just can't stop, right? There can be absolutely no truth between a master and his slave for that reason. The nature of the relationship forbids it. And I think about this a lot now, very often, mostly in the context of
Hi,
our
darling.
late mutual friend, Charlie Kirk. I think to myself, when was the exact moment that Charlie Kirk understood that he was not free, that he had money and that he had fame, but he did not actually have freedom? Between you and I, whoever it was that made the decision to kill him was correct in their assessment that he was indeed a threat, because Charlie Kirk could command a crowd. He was capable of that. So much so that he actually, if you think about it, he's been dead for 7 months and the crowd still moves on his behalf. That's incredible. That is real power, Mr. Trump. You should ask yourself, how did he achieve it? I would offer it because he never sat above, perched, looking down at the slaves, right? Charlie understood how movements were built and, more crucially, how they were sustained. Someone actually said to me shortly after his death that Charlie was a maestro. He understood that every instrument was needed to command an orchestra. The strings, the woodwind, the brass, the percussion, all very different sounds, but he could hear them each brilliantly, each section. And at various times, he would conduct one sound above the other, more flute, plus violin, or cello. Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, different instruments, to be sure, but only a fool or someone under the express direction of one could have thought to hit send on what you published on Truth Social last night. And I think that we should read it together, Mr. President, shall we? Okay, here's what you wrote. You wrote, I know why Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have all been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that they think it is wonderful for Iran, the number one state sponsor of terror, to have a nuclear weapon because they have one thing in common: low IQs. They are stupid people. They know it, their families know it, and everyone else knows it too. Look at their past, look at their record. They don't have what it takes, and they never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows, and aren't even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. They are nut jobs, troublemakers, and they will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity. Now they think they can get some clicks because they have third-rate podcasts, but nobody's talking about them. And their views are the opposite of MAGA, or I wouldn't have won the presidential election in a landslide. Okay, let's park it there. Right. Let's just chew on that portion right there first, because it is a stunning break from reality. So I'll ask the question, do you have it was, Mr. President, that your old tweets, the sentences you used to say, which were typically definitely insults back in 2015, but do you ever wonder why they worked? I can help you, right? It's because they were rooted in some element of truth. Okay. So if you called Rosie unattractive, or when you said Hillary Clinton should be in prison, it played to the crowd because although many people thought it was inappropriate and beneath the, it was. Now, you can call Megyn Kelly a great many things. I have definitely had my political disagreements with her over the years. Low IQ? Really? Tucker Carlson, low IQ? Me, low IQ? The three of us unsuccessful somehow? When you write stuff like that, you just demonstrate nothing but your own irrationality. It just doesn't land. Nobody cares about them anymore. Really? You're the leader of the free world and you're tweeting about us. I think that means somebody cares. Actually, what nobody cares about anymore, and what you seem to have an inability to comprehend, is that traditional cable news no longer moves the needle. Cable TV is a dying medium. FDR, he used the radio, right? His voice, the fireside chats, it worked. It moved audiences when it was new. And when the world transitioned there, then suddenly it was the dawn of television, JFK's good looks on the screen that served him. And he used that. Once again, fast forward to today, and the world is technologically advancing. Yet you're launching insults at what you don't comprehend. Joe Rogan is not going to do Fox News hits. Do you understand this? He is
Oh,
not
you are
trying to
here.
get
Yeah.
CNN. None of us are. I don't
Nice to
know
see you.
how else to help you understand. You are quite literally mocking people because they comprehend something that you don't.
I'm doing my hair.
Something is more powerful than you. Deep down, I think you know that. And I think you resent that, which is proven by your next lines. Let's read on. You continue, MAGA agrees with me and just gave CNN a 100% approval rating of Trump, not hand-flailing fools like Tucker Carlson who couldn't even finish college. He was a broken man when he got fired from Fox, and he's never been the same. Perhaps he should see a good psychiatrist. Okay. Obviously, Tucker Carlson is in his prime. The whole world understands that. That sentence, he couldn't even finish college. Are you aware that your base is comprised of blue collar workers who never went to college, many who never so much wanted wanted to go to college, never dreamed it. The farmers, the ranchers, the plumbers, the electricians, the people who work with their hands, you now stick your nose up to all of those people. Do you know who else didn't go to college? Carl Kirk didn't go to college. Also, those men, many, I would say, a lot of the men and women that you and Pete Hegseth want to send to their deaths in the Middle East, many of them, probably most of them, didn't go to college. And let me be perfectly clear here when I say that each and every one of them is infinitely more smart and more capable than you and the people that you surround yourself with.
Okay, that's where I disagree with Candace. You know, Charlie Kirk did not go to college, and it shows. It showed that he didn't go to college. Okay, of course, a lot of people who support Trump obviously did not go to college, and it shows, right? Um, I think I agree with Trump that Tucker Carlson needs to see a psychiatrist 1000%. I agree. 1000%. I agree with Donald Trump. Like, I think all these MAGA influencers, who have fallen out with Trump. Thank you, Eugene. You gay, Freddie. Yeah, I think these MAGA influencers, now that they're falling apart, like the MAGA movement is falling apart, and they're opening their eyes because they realize what we've always known, right? Like, oh, they feel like now they feel now like Trump has now betrayed them. I'm like, you knew what kind of person Trump was, didn't you? You just thought like maybe you're a MAGA influencer, you have helped him in his campaign, that he wasn't going to turn against you, right? That's what people like Candace thought. That's what people like Megan Kelly and Tucker Carlson thought, right? That they could. Yeah, they knew, right? They knew everything. They knew. They knew exactly who they were dealing with, right? And they helped campaign for him. We could have had a beautiful, sexy, wonderful president like Kamala. It would have been refreshing, right? It would have been such a beautiful time in American history, you know. Now these MAGA influencers, they're the ones who helped Trump become president, right? Because they know they can influence Trump's uneducated base. Because you hear Candace saying, like, most of your supporters are uneducated. They don't have college education. Of course, they don't have college education, right? Because if they were just a little bit educated, like, of course, Charlie Kirk was not college educated. And that's the problem with people like Charlie Kirk. They're not educated, and they think they know too much. They think they know better than everybody else who took time to go to school, educate themselves, and yet they don't have any education, and it shows now. Obviously, Trump is a con man, and he has betrayed them like we expected. Like, this is not new. Now, Candace is mad. No, I actually do agree with Trump on some of these things, okay? I actually agree with Trump's assessments on some of the things he said. Like Tucker Carlson should go see a psychiatrist or a shrink. It's about damn time, right? People like Tucker Carlson and Piers Morgan, like, they need to see somebody. right? Like they can be normal. Like even people like Candace Owens, right? They need to see somebody because I tell you, not how can you like be that naive? Okay, let's continue listening to this. So this rant by Candace Owens, because she's now responding to what Trump wrote yesterday on Truth Social. I like when MAGA fights. Oh, now they're falling apart. Even their influencers are not supporting this orange man anymore. So let's listen to the juice.
In this moment. But let's continue. CNN says you got 100% support. You write, or Megyn Kelly, who nastily asked me the now famous only Rosie O'Donnell question, or crazy Candace Owens, who accuses the highly respected First Lady of France of being a man when she is not, and will hopefully win lots of money in the ongoing lawsuit. Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is a far more beautiful woman than Candace. In fact, it's not even close.
Okay. Trump is funny. Trump is funny. She says, Candace, she says the first lady of France, Brigitte Macron, is more beautiful than Candace Owens. Okay. This is why Candace Owens responded and asked him if he is gay. Okay, because I'm one of those people who believes that conspiracy theory, call it a conspiracy theory or whatever, but for me, I believe Brigitte Macron is a man. Okay. Actually, Candace Owens says it was Trump who told her that Brigitte Macron was a man, right? And then Trump started calling her and telling her to stop saying those things. Like I told you that, don't repeat it. Don't repeat it, right? But Candace, Candace is just milking the system, and she just is going to milk the system. She will not care who she's MAGA, right? MAGA is falling apart. I am happy to see MAGA fall apart. Okay.
This Brigitte Macron, who did you write that sentence for? Not even Brigitte Macron and Emmanuel Macron applauded the sentence. Okay, they said incroyable. Doesn't help. Sometimes propaganda, when it's too naked,
You see
actually
how
spurs
Brigitte
you on.
Macron sits like a man?
Why are you? What is your obsession with Brigitte? This Brigitte Macron in the swimsuit. You think that you can command people, men, straight men, to suddenly think that Brigitte is hot? Did you date Jean-Michel Trevno? Are you gay? Why are you when Vernon and Debbie so obsessed calling me from the White House? Stop talking about Brigitte. Is it a physical attraction truly that you had there back when he was better looking, I suppose? Did you sleep with him when he was a man? Do you think people care? To your point about, I hope she wins money since it's all you see, gold, shekels. Do you think your base cares when the subject matter is children that are being statutorily raped by their supervisors? Do you understand that no one in MAGA, in true MAGA, cares about money above truth and protecting children? Did you connect that dot when we revolted against you saying, what about the Epstein files? That seems to be a theme with you. Protecting people who harm children. Why do you keep doing that? Why do you want people to be sued for standing up to that class? We continue. Let's go back to your message conclusively, right? Or bankrupt Alex Jones, who says some of the dumbest things and lost his entire fortune as he should have. It's all about money for you, Trump, isn't it? for his horrendous attack on the families of the Sandy Hook shooting victims, ridiculously claiming that it was a hoax. These so called pundits are losers, and they always will be. Now, fake news CNN, who you literally you just cited as saying you have 100% support. So are they fake or are they real Trump? Now, the fake news CNN, the failing New York Times, and all of the other radical left news organizations are hailing them and giving them positive press for the first time in their lives. They are not MAGA, they are losers. Just trying to latch onto MAGA as president, I could get them on my side anytime I want. But when they call, I don't return their calls because I'm too busy on world and country affairs. And after a few times, they go nasty, just like Marjorie Trader Brown. But I no longer care about that stuff. I only care about doing what's right for our country. MAGA is about winning and strength in not allowing Iran to have nuclear weapons.
Why does Trump call Marjorie Trader Brown? I mean, we all know she's Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? Why does why does he call her brown? Is it because Trump is just, the useless racist that he is, and he doesn't like brown people, like black and brown people? Like, I thought she was Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like, what, like, why are you calling her brown? It's like, yeah, 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 yeah. Let me tell you, MAGA is messy. These people, they're so messy. Now that they're falling apart,
MAGA is about making America great.
let me be happy, okay?
I do, because the United States is now the hottest country anywhere in the world. President Donald J. Trump. Was that written by Mark Levin? Like when he was 6, or who put this message together? The hottest country in the world because we're bombing kids for no reason, because we just killed 150 schoolgirls for no reason, because you guys just lied about 6 of our servicemen who died, and they had to leak that to CBS News, that you were lying about what was happening. Is that what makes us hot? Is Hot Girl Summer being led by Brigitte Macron and people who attack people, other journalists, for telling the truth? Is like, what's going on? Who put this message together for you and hit send? You're citing CNN, but you're also dissing CNN for having produced certain polls. I don't know. You just told us that we couldn't get on CNN, but now you're saying that we have good coverage on CNN. You're all over the place. It seems like you can't put together a coherent thought. Let me tell you something, and this is just reality, okay? Going back to just the rules of the jungle. Okay, let all the politicians and advisors around you evaporate for just a moment. Just you and me, ready? People will not fight beside, behind, or for someone who is fundamentally disloyal. Okay? If disloyalty and deceit is in your nature, then I highly suggest that you combine it with silence.
Ooh,
You
she's
can be
destroying
what
and
you are.
decimating Trump.
I would advise you do it quietly, Trump, because MAGA is no longer commanded by you, and you know it. You know it. You belong to the Epstein class. That is your legacy now. People will see your name on buildings, whatever was agreed upon in those boardrooms, Jared Kushner, Trump, Gaza, hotel.
Oh my God, she's just decimating Trump on this letter to Trump, okay? She's just telling him, like, you'll be remembered. Your legacy will be the Epstein files. Let me tell you, she just clapped back so bad on Donald Trump. Donald Trump should never have even mentioned Candace because this clapback is epic. Okay, she's just clapping back at him. And she just said that his legacy will be the Epstein files. She just told him exactly what everybody else is thinking, right? I love when MAGA falls apart because one thing, one thing about MAGA, especially these MAGA influencers like Candace Owens, right? I mean, they are so good. They helped him win an election. So when they start falling apart and fighting each other, Oh, it's entertaining. Okay? I love to see this. I know I'm not the only one who enjoys seeing this, okay? Because right now, this has more than a million views, okay? Candace put this like less than 24 hours ago, and it had over a million views. Okay. This thing is going on like wildfire. Okay? And people are just talking about it, right? This clapback from Candace Owens is eating this weekend. Okay? That's what is eating this weekend. I mean, Melania's thing was going viral until Candace Owens did a clapback. Okay? Ooh, this clapback is epic. Okay? There is nothing like this. Okay? This is what people will be talking about the next 5 days. I can guarantee you that. Okay? People will be talking about the epic clapback from Candace Owens. And I don't know. I'm just waiting to see what Donald Trump will say about it because, Donald Trump. I just like when MAGA fights. Let them decimate each other. I don't care. Eh,
Hell, whatever you tweeted so crass, they will see that. You will earn that. And then when they see it, they will think about how many children had to die or be raped by men on islands so that you could stick the Trump name upon a building. And for clarity, Mr. President, that's not my fault. That's not Megyn Kelly's fault. That's not Tucker Carlson's fault. You made that trade.
ooh, wee.
You chose money above respect.
Ooh,
And what an absolute shame that you chose to do that
ooh.
toward the end of your life. Because you can't take money and things and stuff with you when you go, just your soul. And you sold yours for what? Another gilded ballroom?
This is what
Let me be
baby
perfectly clear.
boomers don't understand.
Charlie Kirk, he died free. You will most certainly die a slave. Okay? You are in chains right now, and the entire world can see that perfectly. At best, what you can hope for in this moment is that maybe one day upon the college campuses that you so deeply cherish, they'll teach all about your now tarnished legacy as the perfect modern day example of Plato's Allegory of the cave. You familiar with that one? The prisoner chained in a cave, multiple prisoners chained in a cave with a fire burning behind them, mistaking shadows on the wall for reality. And when one of those prisoners escapes and makes it outside of the cave and into true daylight and sees, oh, wait, that's not reality, and they return and they try to tell the other prisoners, but no, there's truth and there's actual reality outside. They fight that person. They don't believe it. They call that person crazy.
Don't give us that, Candace. Okay, don't give us that. This is what's so funny about MAGA influencers. Okay, they they thought, right? They thought that they were the leaders. You know that somehow they saw the light, and we on the left. Okay, we did not see the light. Okay, because they always say, oh, they're Christians, they love God. We are also Christians on the right, on the left. Okay, you're not the only Christians. Okay, you don't own the light. They think, like, let's go to that Plato, when Plato says, the leader goes out of the cave and he comes back and he shows the followers, like, hey, there is more life outside this cave. And you know the followers don't understand, like, they can get out of the cave, right? But the leader gets out of the cave and comes and rescue them. This is what these MAGA influencers, they thought they were leaders, and we were, like, I remember Candace Owens, okay? She was telling us that we are woke on the left, okay? We are woke. We don't even know what we are talking about. We pretend we are woke, okay? And we are in darkness, and they're coming here to rescue us, telling us to vote for Trump because he is the man of the hour. He's going to make America great again. Okay? Yeah, 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 yeah. Now I think they are waking up and realizing, oh, we are in darkness. We we are being betrayed. We are in darkness. We are still in the cave. Maybe the people on the left are the leaders who have gone out of the cave, and we need to follow them. I don't. Candace Owens doesn't have that epiphany yet. Okay, she still thinks salvation is somehow for America is somehow tied to the right. They're sellouts. The right is sellouts. They're all hypocrites, right? They everything they preach is a pretense. They pretend family values, but behind closed doors, they are wearing some some suits for boobs and whatever.
That's you. You are chained inside of a cave right now. And who's making those shadows on the wall, right? At best, the annals of history, I think within them you will be relegated to a philosophical discussion. The madness of President Trump. People will ask who made Mr. Trump believe the shadows on the wall were real. The professor will charge the class, and in essays, students will cite the example of the man who was once considered a leader of a movement.
Please, Candace, I feel like telling Candace to shut up, okay? Who made MAGA believe the shadows on the walls were real? It's you, MAGA, stupid influencers. You are the ones who made this whole MAGA movement, all these dumb MAGAs who never went to college. You are the ones who made them believe that the drawings on the wall of the cave are real life, and you're here, okay? Because Trump never chose you to be part of his administration. He chose bimbos like Laura Luna, I don't know, whatever, that lunatic, right? He chose weirdos like Pete Hegseth, and he did not choose you guys who campaigned for him because he did a strategic move, okay? Trump is not stupid, okay? Trump is not stupid. There's a reason why he did not choose people like Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, Erica Kirk to be part of his administration, okay? Because Trump does not like competition, and Trump does not like bright people, okay? He doesn't want to surround himself with intelligent people. Not that I think Candace Owens and Megyn Kelly are intelligent, but they are more intelligent than somebody like Pete Hegseth and Laura Loomer or whatever her name is, right? Or Pam Bondi or Christy Norm. They're definitely a little bit brighter than those losers. Why did Trump choose those losers? Well, because if the people are intelligent, they can collude against you because they are intelligent. Okay? Intelligent people are not always loyal. They're not always loyal, but if you choose people who are not very intelligent to be part of your administration, they'll do exactly what you tell them to do. They will do exactly what you tell them to do. So obviously, Trump is on his second administration. And he had the first term he had failed in his administration. And it was clear when he was selecting his cabinet and everybody around him, he was going to choose dumb people who are going to be loyal to him. Okay. That's why he chose somebody like J.D. Vance. Okay. With his ugly ass mascara. Okay. He's looking for people who are, you know, just dumb enough to just follow whatever they're told without any, like that, right? It was people like Candace Owens who fell for this, for Trump, right? And they campaigned for him, and they thought like he was going to choose them to be part of his cabinet. Nope. Trump does not work like that. The first thing he did was to protect himself by not choosing the bright people who had campaigned for him, because he knew they're too bright. Okay, they are bright enough. Okay, they obviously they're dumb enough to believe Trump, but they're bright enough to do a good job when it comes to their influence. But these are the people who thought Trump was a leader, and they thought the paintings of the cave was the real outside, right? And Candace Owens doesn't see herself as part of that, as part of those followers who are stuck inside of a cave that Plato was talking about. She is part of those followers stuck inside a cave that Plato was talking about. And Trump was showing them the paintings, and they were believing that was the truth, right? Or these paintings in the cave that Trump was giving people, right? She was part of the people who believed Trump, right? And now she is blaming, I don't even know what her beef is.
To sitting on the side in the Situation Room at the White House while the leader of a foreign country, Benjamin Netanyahu, stands above him, convincing him that Iran represents an imminent threat which can be crippled within weeks. Yeah, the students in that class will be mystified. It will be such a compelling examination. Good discussion. Bibi is your master. Maybe it's Miriam Adelson that lights the fire, and Bibi that makes the shadows on the wall. The entire world recognizes that now. And though I highly doubt that you will be permitted any opportunity to see what the crowd now thinks of you, I have to do my best to try. So here you are. Take a listen. I don't know who's whispering in this guy's ear, like freaking Grima Wormtongue from Lord of the Rings, but they're telling you wrong stuff, bro. Half of the people that I grew up with in this movement are not on Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin's team. Okay, we aren't neocons. We aren't warhawks. We want America first. And if you make me choose between America first and MAGA, it's America first all day. That's what MAGA was supposed to be. You were just the best vessel for it, bro. Don't get it twisted. As bad as he is, as corrupt as he's got, the insider trading, all of it, I'm really glad saying you're not with me because I'm not with you. I want to be the cool, corrupt kid, Howard Ludman, Jeffrey Epstein class table. Thank you so much for delineating that I'm not with you, a sinking, burning ship. He wasn't loyal to his original mission. He wasn't loyal to America. He became a creature of Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu. And all of his never Trevor enemies are now the courtiers with the madness of King Lear telling him the lies and worshiping him the way he wants to hear it. And I am not one of those people. This proves one of many things. The first thing, he should implement the 25th. He's not loyal to this country and he's not loyal to anybody. Well, except for that little country in the Middle East. It's almost like he does what he's told. And the last president to tell that little country no was JFK, and we all know what happened to him. It's like Donald Trump. How can you call them losers when you lose to Bibi Netanyahu in Israel every single day? When's the last time you told them no to anything? He said Brigitte Macron is far more beautiful than Candace Owens. All I can say is he's been blind. That's all across the internet. Take
MAGA is now wishing Obama was president. It is so bad, right? They thought Trump would put America first, but he's putting Israel first, right? Don't you wish Obama was president? Oh, goodness, let's continue.
Pick left and right, people understand that that message was really your basket of deplorables moment. I mean, even on Truth Social, your very own platform, they've turned on you. Let's go through just some of these responses. Okay. Um, what? You are way out of line. Most of these people, especially Alex Jones, have been your day ones. That's correct. Just to remind you, Trump, when no one would have you on, when no media company would have you on, Alex Jones had you on his show. This person continues, you need to take a step back and take a good hard look at who is whispering in your ear and get back to America first. Next person, Trump, you are just going against everyone that fought for him to win just because of the Epstein files and being at war with Iran for Israel, but didn't leave MAGA. MAGA left them. Clearly, you are insane. Time to resign, Donald, or face the 25th. You are mentally and emotionally unfit to be POTUS. Um, you are so childish. Clearly, the truth has triggered you. Being one of your biggest supporters, I am done with you and your lies. Look at the mess that you have gotten our country into by bending the knee to a monster. I could go on and on, but I have to say that when I was looking online, in my view, what was the most brutal and sadly a recurring response all across social media was this. Take a look at this tweet about Charlie. People were saying that Charlie would be on this list if they hadn't killed him. I said many people said that in different ways. Charlie would be on this list if they hadn't killed him. So you should probably take a second to fully absorb what is being implied there. What is being implied there is that there is no truth and there is no loyalty within you. And for that reason, I genuinely pity you. I am not angry. I am not upset. I don't want to rant at you. I believe you are in a situation that I would never want to be in, surrounded by advisors who hate you to their core, but they understand you. They know how to insulate you. They know how to watch you and encourage you to self destruct because they perceive you as weak. And weakness is a means for them to fulfill their own ends. Sadly, you've now lived long enough to become everything that you once claimed Hillary Clinton was. Respectfully. We'll be right back after a brief break. All right, you guys, thanks to you, last year, Preborn helped to rescue cheaper to send jobs to President Donald Trump. Establishment media never reports this, but the Israeli government has a stint up at night. He is under a level of pressure that most people cannot fathom, with rabid Israel firsters viciously harassing him anytime he dares to stray even slightly from their favorite country's agenda. Their shameless pursuit is steadfast enough to make even a man like Donald Trump go mad. They are as persistent as any group in history, no matter how well the White House has treated them in the past. They are never grateful. They always want more, and they refuse to give the president even an inch of breathing room. It is an unrelenting full court press. We decided to write this after Trump published a Truth Social post attacking our company, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones, each of whom supported him for years. Rather than engaging in petty name calling, we want to give the president some grace. He is facing a level of pressure that is dark enough to make him abandon his campaign promises and morph into the precise kind of politician he once vowed to destroy. He would not have let that happen unless his personal stakes were really high. We hope he overcomes. It's very kind of them. Yeah, it is good to have grace. Like I said, I don't feel angry at him. It's you can't be angry because there was nothing that landed. There was no truth in what he posted. Ironically, being posted on Truth Social, who's going to be upset about Brigitte Macron is hot? There's something that is so fundamentally childish about what he published. Everybody who disagrees with me is low IQ. People can see which way the wind is blowing on this. And I do want to comment and share something that I hadn't shared before. And I don't know if it means something, but it's something that has always lived inside of me. which was something that Charlie Kirk told me before he passed, and something that Andrew Colvett confirmed to me. This is again when everybody was good, and obviously things are not the same between me and Andrew Colvett because I don't believe him. I just don't believe him. But before it was announced that Miriam Adelson gave Trump $100 million, this was, I think it was announced in July or just before July of 2024. And I was told by Charlie that he and Andrew Colvett were present for that meeting with Donald Trump. And the reason that Charlie told me the story, and again, I could go back and try to figure out when exactly the discussion happened. I want to say it was May. So I knew that that money went through, and I knew what she wanted in exchange for $100 million. What Charlie and Andrew Colvett told me was that she said that she wanted in exchange for Trump to allow them to annex not Gaza, but the West Bank. I was stunned by this. I think it has since made the news. But of course, this is like a totally different pretense than October 7th. Hamas is not.
This is definitely treason, okay? It's treason to accept a bribe as a president or would be president of the United States so that you can, somebody can, that affects the security of the United States, okay? To make deals that affect the the security of the United States. Do I believe Trump would take 100 million from somebody as the president of the United States as a bribe? Huh? Huh? What do you think? uh, Especially for people to take the West Bank from Palestinians? Oh, please. I mean, Trump, like Epstein was a vile human being. Everybody knows it. Even Melania said Epstein was a vile person. Okay? Trump is the second person named most on the Epstein files after Epstein. And Epstein said Trump was the most vile human being he's ever seen in his life, right? That is Epstein saying that about Donald Trump. Epstein said that. And Epstein was what we think the devil should be. Ayush, you have apples, spinach, broccoli, onions, potatoes, milk 1 gallon. Dude, you're lucky. You have money for shopping. In this economy.
West Bank, and that was what she wanted in exchange. After she said this to Trump, Trump went just wherever Charlie was. Trump was adjusting his tie and looking in the mirror, and he said, "I'm going to take her money, and then I'll F her over." Okay. I am hearing this from Charlie, who was there first person, and Andrew, who confirmed this. Andrew was also there. Nobody else was there but Andrew and Charlie when Trump said this. A few weeks later, there was the Butler attempted assassination. And I find it very strange that Donald Trump is not interested or has appeared to be completely disinterested in determining who fired that shot. There are a lot of holes in that story. I didn't go down that rabbit hole. But I do know that once you assume office and you have the power to get more information and put more information out there, it's weird that he was satisfied just moving on from that. And I do remember watching Donald Trump Jr. on stage when someone sort of prodded him on that and, like, are you satisfied with the conclusion of what happened in Butler? That Donald Trump Jr. kind of said, I'm not, but my father is, and that's that. Like it just kind of got hushed up. And I had wondered in my mind if it got back to me that Trump said that, if it maybe got back to the Adelsons that Trump said that. You don't take $100 million from a family of, I would say, gangsters, right? You're in gambling, it's not exactly an industry. I'm talking about Sheldon. That's where they made the money on. You don't take that kind of money and then express to people that you're planning on just screwing the person over. Like, I just have a lot of questions about that. And it all transpired very quickly. And I just wanted to share that, especially in the context of Tucker saying we should have some grace. And clearly something happened, and presidents have been assassinated in the past. And I do think that we have all noted this shift in him since Butler, Pennsylvania. Again, that is all I know. Um, Not pointing the finger or assigning any blame. And I think we all have questions about how quickly Trump wanted to sort of close the book on Butler, Pennsylvania. And I will leave it at that. We know in many ways that Trump has done various deals with various kinds of devils. He is definitively surrounded by certifiable lunatics, one of them being Laura Loomer. And that's putting it mildly. I mean, she has been committed multiple times uh, by her own family. She once chained herself to X, to Twitter headquarters. It was actually Twitter when she did this, and wore a yellow star. She's not even Jewish. If you ask her to produce a photo of her bat mitzvah, she cannot, because she was not bat mitzvahed and she's not Jewish. It's just something she's playing the part of. It's one of her many personalities. And she proudly promotes the fact that she is one of Trump's closest advisor.
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Thing with Candace is she's very good with words. Okay. She says, uh, she says, Laura Luma being a Jew is part of like one of her many personalities. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 that's epic. Okay, like obviously, if you look at Laura Luma, you always see that look like of a psycho. Like there's something off with this woman. Like something's off with this woman. Um, I'm older than that woman, and she looks like she is like in her 50s. I hear she's like 30 or 31. I don't think that was funny.
Certifiable lunatic is one of his closest advisors. And she yesterday proudly promoted the fact that she was behind his tweet last night to me and Tucker and Megan, but to Tucker Carlson in particular. Take a listen to her being braggadocious. But the president has had enough of Tucker. And yeah, I'm just going to admit it. I sent the president Tucker Carlson's clip so he can see the that he says about him. I do. And I want that mother Tucker Carlson to know that I'm the one who knifed him from the front. I want him to know. I'm not talking about physical violence, physical knifing, but yeah, I'm the one that sent the president all your Tucker, because he deserves to see the fact that you are lying about him and you are smearing him and you are saying the most vile things about our country and our president, and you are creating so much chaos. You're going to cause the Democrats to take the House and the Senate, and you are endangering our national security by whitewashing this barbaric death cult ideology known as Islam. So I just hope that he knows that, yes, Tucker, there are people out there who actually have the courage to take your drivel and take your bullshit to the president and to stand up against you. I don't know who Tucker Carlson thinks he is. He thinks he's so popular. Even President Trump today called him out and said he's like a third-rate podcaster. I don't know why Tucker Carlson thinks he's so special. He's not. He's not special. He is endangering the lives of Christians, of Catholics, of Jews, and all non Muslims in the way that he continues to whitewash this death cult ideology and the way that he continues to incite violence against evangelicals and Jewish Americans and even the president himself. Of his top advisors, ladies and gentlemen. What more can we say other than to present it? I think by now the majority of Americans understand that the true death cult is Israel. It's there's you can't fill them to the brim with enough murder. It's
Hi,
very
Iris.
clear what the Likud government is. They are murderous. They have a particular knack for murdering children. I truly believe that they celebrate it. I've seen videos of them celebrating it. They love the idea of the water being turned off, people being, they're poisoning people in Lebanon. And if you're wondering with what, pay attention, Maha moms. Remember when the Monsanto thing? Oh, Trump went back on phosphorus and Monsanto. Well, that was because Israel needed it to poison people in Lebanon. That's the reality of the circumstances that we live in. Everyone was betrayed. Trump, I don't even believe Trump today would get the support of Jewish Americans. The majorities were Jewish Americans. I got to tell you, my inbox is getting pretty filled to the brim of people who are Jewish Americans, rabbis even, who write me and say you are right about Sabbatianism and Frankism, and the Likud Party is not at all. It's not a reflection. We have been fighting this battle for decades to get Jewish Americans and Jewish people worldwide to recognize that there is a cult that is claiming to be Jewish and they are not, and that they are emerging. It's very clear who they are. The way that they respond to death is not natural, it is unnatural. Um, the way they celebrate it, the way they crave it, it's never enough. They like the idea of people dying, being torn apart from their families. It is like they are sacrificing it to a demon because they are. That's what a death cult is. They believe in sacrifices, and I will forever maintain that the first casualty of the Iranian war was Charlie Kirk. I believe he was sacrificed by this death cult. Death cult. It's my opinion, and I am going to stick to that, despite the many threats to sue. Money isn't everything. In fact, it's almost nothing. It is nothing next to truth. I will say that there were a lot of things when you just look at the people that are around him that are such maniacs that were very memeable. I think people were just saying, "This is the end of MAGA. MAGA is dead." It had me feeling a little bit like Charlie Kirk. I was like, I mean,
No, this is Candace Owens. She's going viral this weekend. Um, so Trump had a tweet on Truth Show Social where he was dissing Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and calling them losers. And these are the people who campaigned for him, you know, and she's clapping back. Um, you know, Trump even said that um Brigitte Macron is more beautiful than Candace. Ah man, I like when MAGA goes this low. Okay. I mean, MAGA is always low. Like these mega people, they're always going low. Okay. So now I'm happy they're fighting each other. Okay. You know, um, let them fight each other because these are childish people. They play politics like they're kindergarteners. Like they behave like this is like kindergarten. Okay, if the president can come here and just tell Candace Owens, you know what, Brigitte Macron is more beautiful than you. I mean, what are we supposed to do with that? Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. This is unbelievable. Okay, we are talking about the president of the United States. Okay. I tell you, when mega people, when they're fighting, like It's all drama. I'm glad they are falling apart. It's all going to go downhill from here on, okay? Because there is no way they can win the primaries now. Okay, who are we going to listen to? Laura Loomer? President Trump should have kept Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson at least until he won the primaries. But I don't think he cares about the second term of his of his um of his presidency. After November, I don't think he cares. He just wanted to get everything done the first 2 years because this is the best time for him, right? He knew he had like 2 good years, and then he's going to lose the Senate and he's going to lose um, the Congress. So he must have already known that. That is why right now, he's already accomplished a lot of things that they wanted to put in place, a lot of budgets, a racist system, funding ICE, putting in place things to destroy healthcare and education systems, kind of like just going through the Project 2025, helping the rich get taxes and putting more tariffs on the small business person, like all that he has already accomplished it. Okay, he has had his war, like, and he still has a few more months, right? But it'll be over for him in November. It is definitely over for MAGA. Um, like they no longer have all these people who help them get in power working together, right? Candace Owens is out. Now he's going to lose the Senate and the Congress. I mean, I'm not saying he can't make that 30 billion, right? He very well will be able to make that money, right? I don't know why they fell for this. Like now they're falling apart because now they see. I don't really know how they did not see this coming. I mean, you would think that these people are so close to Donald Trump that they would know the kind of a person he is. Like, what were they missing that we had not seen? I really don't understand how the people who claim that Trump deceived them. Trump is not even good at acting. He really says what's he's not. I don't even think he's a good actor. He shows that he's a vile person. Like he's not even good at hiding it. Even his wife doesn't hide it. And she's like the closest person to him. Uh yeah, I like to see MAGA fall apart. As I mind my edges. Now they're acting as if, like Trump betraying them and pushing them aside is like, oh, we did not expect this. We campaigned for him and he doesn't give us any recognition. He puts his top advisors to be people like Laura Loomer, ignores somebody like Candace Owens, ignores somebody like Tucker Carlson, ignores Megyn Kelly, all these people who were just campaigning for him, right? And he's like, oh no, right now only I care for Netanyahu and the Israelis who have money. And if you don't have money to give me, you want me to pay you? Have a nice day. I am so busy. I am the president of the United States. How can I have time for you guys? The election is over. Thank you. I got the presidency. And if you're not a billionaire giving me something like 100 million, well, well, have a nice day. That's why he's calling Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and Megan Kelly a bunch of losers. I agree with him. Unfortunately, I do agree with President Trump. They are a bunch of losers. What were they doing supporting Donald Trump? Like, Laura Tuma. Like, I totally agree with some of those statements that Trump said, right? Yeah, yeah. They're idiots, they're stupid, they never made it on TV, they're not good influencers. Right. The thing with somebody like Trump, right? He's a vile person. He knows he's not a good person. He will ask for your loyalty to support him, but then he will question your intelligence for supporting him because he knows himself, right? He's all about that money. He's not about loyalty. You knew he wasn't about loyalty and you went ahead and betrayed your own country for Donald Trump. And then now you guys, Tucker Carlson, Candace, right? All these, Megan Kelly. Now they want us to hate Trump. No, 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 no. We hate you guys. You're the ones who put him in power. You're the ones who fucking campaigned for him, okay? He's always been vile. Right? He's always been vile. I'm not doing dreadlocks. I'm just twisting my hair. Right? He's always been a vile human being. Oh, now you're finding out? Oh, because you feel betrayed and he's calling you losers and you're silly. Oh, I actually do agree with Trump when he calls them a bunch of losers and stupid because that's exactly what they are. They're a bunch of losers and they're stupid. I don't even think like like I totally agree with Trump. His assessment for the people of the people around him is spot on, right? They're losers. They're like, oh, Trump is betraying his country for with Israel. He is like that. Like, you didn't know that? You didn't know that he was going to betray the country? You're pretending you did not know that he would do it? Oh, oh, only thing that these people feel bad is because they feel bad that Trump did not select them in his cabinet, right? And he chose to advance the interests of Israel, and they don't get why, right? They don't get like why is the president of the United States bending over backwards to serve Israel and not even acknowledge the people who promoted him, right? Well, I have a theory. I have a theory. First of all, I have a theory that Trump always wanted to be accepted by the elite, like those rich, like Israelis that have money. He always wanted to be a part of that, right? But they probably always rejected him, like, you're not good enough. They would even give him like television time. He always felt like like that kid that's always been rejected by the rich, and he wants to be, maybe it was his dream as a boy, right? Like, to be accepted. Like, it's that childhood wound that he's been carrying all along, right? And now he has time to impress them and be part of the old money big boys club, right? And he feels like, oh, this is my time, to prove it to them, right? And then they are promising probably money to protect his family when he's gone, to make sure that, like, maybe they are doing all that to help him. The other thing I think is there is an evil agenda, a world plan involves the state of Israel, and they are actually the people who rule the United States. Like, it's a secret government that runs the United States. Um, because the rich, they own all the banks. They own, most of the sources of production. This is not just a network. This is a group of people who are the real people that run the United States of America. And they do it from Israel. Like, America holding elections is just like a ceremony. But whoever wins, whether Democrats or Republican, they will have to bend over backwards for those rich Israelis who control the world, right? That is my theory. Because clearly, as you can see, Meghan Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, they're realizing that, hey, Trump is not acting in the best interest of America. He is acting in the best interest of Israel. So you have to ask yourself, why, 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 right? Why is the president of the United States bending over backwards for the state of Israel, right? You have to think about it and ask yourself, like, why? How powerful are they? I mean, Israel is just a small state, right? It's not as strong as the United States, but that doesn't mean that the masterminds, right, don't use Israel as a way to do money laundering. Maybe we pay taxes, and the president of the United States has to donate billions and billions to Israel, which in turn takes all those billions and launders back to his estate and secures his legacy, that his family will never be poor again, right? And so it becomes that this state of Israel is not just a state over there. It's the thing that rules the United States. And I think they are starting to realize this. And they're like, well, then why? Is there a secret? Of course, it's a secret government that runs the United States. But they're not going to tell you that if you don't want to figure out for yourself, right? The more territory they have to take away from Lebanon, from whatever, Gaza, West Bank, right? The more territory they have to create fake businesses so that they can launder taxpayers' money, right, from the United States and control the United States from there, where they can build a fortress for themselves and nobody can touch them, not even the laws of the United States, because the laws of the United States can be too much for corrupt politicians. But what if they create their own corrupt country where they can control every American politician from and control American tax dollars and banks? What are you gonna do? Yeah, I think I think people like Meghan Kelly, they wanted in on this, right? If they were included by Trump, right? They would have been silent and gone along with it. Because let's not forget it. These people want more money and power, and they want to be part of this group that Trump forever and forever felt so alienated from. He'd do anything to be part of that club. They choose him to be their useful idiot. I don't know if they're going to discard him. I mean, he doesn't have long to live, right? Um, I don't know. Anyway, I don't think the war of Israel is going to go away. I know Iran said that they want the war to end. Hmm, I don't see that happening. Ooh, see how my twist outs look like dreadlocks? I look like I have a bob. Ooh, we'll see. Let me tell you, my fussy hair scares me. Like today when I washed my hair, okay, it scared the heck out of me. Okay, my fussy hair is no hair you joke with. But those twists came out nice. This hair shrinks, right? Like sometimes you can see how long it is because it kind of shrinks. Um, yeah. So he was chosen back in the 1980s. I mean, I believe that the project 20 this project 2025 has been here since the 80s. They have just been looking for the right administration to implement it, okay? And Trump was the best person to do this because Trump is the best puppet, okay? He is the best puppet. And a lot of people don't know that Trump has been in these streets for a minute, okay? People like Tucker Carlson and Meghan Kelly, you know, I don't know what made them think they could trust Trump, but you know, they think they think because Trump says all these childish things that he's kind of stupid. But Trump has been on this game, studying it since the 80s and 90s, right? All this time he knew Epstein was a spy, like he's been studying this American politics, okay? He knows to play the game. He knows how to win people's trust and then discard them like they are yesterday's newspaper, old news. And you see how he swiftly does it with his Truth Social tweet. Right? He discarded them so quickly, just using one tweet that calls them stupid. People who need to go to see an asylum, to go into an asylum, people who lack talent, and they're irrelevant. Okay? That's how he concluded about these people who have supported them for years. Okay? That's how Trump ended their relationship on a tweet out of the blue, out of nowhere. And that was that. That was it right there. Out of the blue, out of nowhere. Yeah, I believe Trump was very broke because I think the Trumps were going broke. I think them winning this election, oh, this really saved their lives. I think they had put a lot on winning this election. Um, yeah, he is very clever in a low IQ kind of way, right? But he's also studied American politics. Remember, like Trump has been an underdog in the elite circle. They always had a disdain for him. So he's always been somewhat of an underdog. His mother didn't even love him, right? And and when you're an underdog, you study things. You get an intelligence where you gotta survive. You have to study the environment around you, right? So he studied the environment because because Trump is known to have said like, hey, if I wanted to run for American presidency, he would use the right. And the reason he said he wanted to use the right is because he knows they are gullible and stupid. And they would vote for him and they would believe him. And he did exactly that. That tells me that's a person who knows exactly the kind of person he's dealing with, the kind of psychology he deals with, and he knows how to align with his base. He knows Trump is not stupid. I don't think I think he's very well educated, but the shallow mindset of his followers. He knows they're not well educated. He's not going to use big terms. You he knows like these are men who don't have a college education. He knows that that his base doesn't have a college education. They don't understand heavy vocabulary, and if you try to use heavy vocabulary with them, they will start telling they'll start feeling like you're out of touch with them, right? He knows like these are people who have fifth grade education in the way they talk, so that's why he says things like to Candace, like he tells Candace like Brigitte Macron is more beautiful than you. Okay? It sounds childish, but that's exactly what you would do if you had fifth grade education, you know? Like you would say, I am more beautiful than you, or this other girl is more beautiful than you, right? That's exactly, you know, like to insult somebody, right? You don't need a lot of things, you just go like, yeah, Brigitte Macron is more beautiful than you. Does he think it's true? No. But but okay, he knows his base is not like a group of intelligent people. They will chew that, they will laugh about that, um, and they find that entertaining, right? In a way, I think he's a pragmatist. He only thinks about himself, and once he's done with you, you're damaged goods. You're as useless as yesterday's newspaper. He doesn't have time for you. Once he's done with you, it's over. Okay? The only person that he finds useful right now, I think it's his wife. Somehow Melania is insulated from Trump. She's the one who caused all this, by going to speak to the press. She is the one who caused all this episode. But Trump is not going to attack Melania in any way. she the one thing he's not doing. Ah. Oh, yes, definitely. I'm better looking than Megan Kelly. Oh, she is not much to me. That woman is not even good looking at all. If you've seen her photos, untouched, oh, oh, mm-mm. And she's old so well. People like Megan Kelly, they talk about women, how women we should not be using sex appeal. Woman's been using her sex appeal. Okay, this probably is that her? These mega women, they come to preach the gospel. People coming to preach about the gospel. Me, I don't think she's more beautiful than me. Mm-mm. No, no, no. she, she's not ugly, but excuse me, don't compare me to this. Okay? Don't compare me to this. I'm just saying, okay? Let's not do that. Let's not do that. She doesn't have integrity. Megan. is a stupid woman. She had to tell us Santa is not black. Like, who cares about an imaginary character like Senna not being black? And she had to take time to say that shit on Christmas when people are having Christmas and enjoying, knowing that there might be even black families watching her. That's not journalism. That is racism and stupidity. I don't think she's a serious journalist. Her beauty is manufactured. She's bleach blonde, right? She's not even a natural blonde, right? These women, they will change themselves to appeal to MAGA men. That's why they all change their hair to be blonde, even if, you know, they're doing it to for sex appeal. And I have no problem with that. Like, I have no problem with them doing it. I have a problem with them doing it and then pretending that they're not doing it. Like, pretending like, oh, those women on the left, I feel so sorry for them. They're using sex appeal so that, you know, like, the way she will attack girls like J Lo, right? And or she will attack somebody like Lauren Bezos, like, and she will say, oh, Lauren, like, just because Lauren is wearing like whatever she was wearing during the presidential inauguration, and then she's going to attack the way Lauren dresses, her modesty, right? And she forgets where she comes from, she forgets the things she does, like like bleaching her hair so that she can be attractive to men, because they know that you know the tacky mega men on the right, like blonde girls, young blonde women, she is appealing to that. And then she's going to say, oh, J-Lo and Lauren Bezos, they're this and that. Like, don't be a hypocrite, okay? You're doing the same thing. You're doing the exact same thing. You're not better than them. You're divorced. Like all these things that they look upon uh the people on the right, and they're like, oh, we are not like those people on the right, I mean, they look down upon the people on the left and they're like, oh, we are not like the people on the left. You're exactly mirror image of the people on the left. You just got hypocrisy. I'm trying to get. No, I don't respect her journalism. I think she's a stupid woman, and I think the only reason she's getting paid that is because she's a white woman who's willing to play the game that the people on the right play. They're better journalists that don't get to where she is. If you ask me, she's very much so DEI. But again, it's It's the politics on the right. It's the politics on the right. You don't have to be educated. Charlie Kirk wasn't, right? I don't even think Candace Owens went to college herself, right? You really don't have to. You have to, okay, if you're a guy, you don't even have to look good. For women, you gotta look at least good. And then you have to have, some vocabulary and a voice and good for the camera. If you're good for the camera and you can say a few things, you don't even have to be good for the camera. You just have to have a potty mouth like Laura Loomer, okay? Because Laura Loomer is not even good looking. She's not appealing in any way, okay? But she's Candace went to Hollywood and got rejected. See, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, right? Right? Like, these women are not beautiful, right? But if you squint, then they are beautiful. Like, if you can squint a little bit, if you squint, they are beautiful. But if you look a little closer, oh my God, they look like drag queens. Joe Rogan did not go to school because I know I've heard Joe Rogan and the way he talks, and I don't think he went to school, right? I don't even know if this guy from the Diary of the CEO went to school because the way he interacts with his guests, he never has an opinion. Um, right? I don't know. These people, I don't even know where these people come from. Like, we are, this is why I feel like the system the system is rigged. Okay, they tell you to go to school and get a job and all this, all that, blah blah blase blase blase, right? And then you see the people who are getting where anywhere in life during with this system. Anybody making ahead in life, they don't even follow these stupid systems. Yeah, they are not following these stupid systems. They're just telling you, you follow the stupid system. But they're not following the system. They hope you're stressed enough and too busy to care that they're stealing from you. The best way to distract us is through stress. Because if you're very stressed, don't know who's causing, you don't have time to and to realize who is actually fucking you up in this. They don't have to educate you. We just have to feed you a narrative. whether it's true or not, right? Joe Rogan is one of the most stupid people. He's just like Charlie Kirk. These people are sellouts. I know they've probably been given money. They're sellouts. They've sold the system. To all those rich Israelis, that they're going to launder money, you know, they launder your money. Some of your pastors who tell you to support Israel. Right now, they want to control the whole world. It's a game to control the whole world. And they're going to do it. They're going to do it because the masses are stupid. The masses are stupid. They think the problems that they're facing, like, they're caused by immigrants. That's how stupid MAGA is. They think immigrants are the problems with America. And you cannot tell them otherwise. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Ooh, yeah. Me, I'm Kenyan. I'm from Kenya. You like my accent? Thank you, darling. I'm snacking on an avocado. Yeah. So I am having, it's hilarious when I see Candace Owens waking up, you know? They're waking up. They're like, ah, Trump is betraying America. He's betraying America. I'm like, you're surprised? Like, surely these people are very innocent if they did see this one coming. You know, I almost like, what, I feel so bad for MAGA. I want to go hug them. And I'm like, oh, you really seriously, like, genuinely, you did not see this betrayal coming? To be honest, I think they are fooling us. Exactly. Exactly. This is exactly what I'm thinking. Candace Owens is just the scum that feeds on whatever maggots around her. Okay? She's just a grifter. Okay? Now she can sense that the political situation is turning, and she wants to be a pragmatist and be on the opposition so that she can keep up her views. Tucker is the same. Megan Kelly, the same shit. you know, they thought it would be payday. They thought it would be payday with Donald Trump. But Donald Trump is a grifter. Hey. This is American politics. Savage. This is American politics. If you don't play your game right, you'll be left. And Donald Trump's tweet yesterday was basically confirming to them Donald is the king of grift. 1,000. Irene, you understand this grifters politics. You understand this game. Donald is a pragmatist. He is the king of my job here is to get paid. And if you're not paying me, well, well, right? And you know, he already paid them to campaign for them, to campaign for him, right? I'm sure he already paid them. And they did a good job, right? They did a good job. He paid them and they campaigned for him and they did a good job and he got the presidency. But, you know, but, Donald Trump gets tired. He's an old man, right? And he gets tired quickly, right? And the reason you can see that he gets tired quickly, like you can see that hug from Erica Kirk, right? When Erica Kirk came for the hug for Donald Trump to hug her, she was kind of like lingering. She was lingering, and I'll show you the video. And Erica Kirk was lingering on that hug. Like, Erica Kirk, she's also as useless as all these other ones. Erica would be, if Erica was complicit in her husband's murder, I would not be surprised. You know, like people kill their husbands all the time for money. Okay, I think she would do it for $5 million. Okay, but she this is a woman who got 100 million from Charlie's death. 100 million. Okay, Charlie was not eye candy for anybody. Okay, even I wonder, like, seriously, Erica, you want to tell me that you find Charlie attractive, that you enjoy making love to Charlie? I mean, I'm just going to put it out there. Okay, he wasn't sexy. The things that he used to say he wants in a woman are not the things that Erica was, right? He used to say like he wants a woman who is modest, you know, who stays home, just is happy being a mother. All these things that obviously Erica Clark doesn't like, doesn't want. Okay. They don't give you Michelle and Obama vibes about their love. Okay. Because it's just ridiculous. Okay. Like, Erica has to play this role, right? And I don't think this is who she is. And I think Erica has been playing a role. Right now, she plays a role. But I think she is happy playing the role right now, minus Charlie, and get paid 100 million for it. I probably would also if I was married to. God forgive me for saying these things, but Charlie is dead anyway. I can't bring him back to life. He's dead, dead, and I had nothing to do with him. Uh, Erica loves, she loves playing the widow, you know, of the American hero who died, okay? This is not like Coretta King, okay? When Martin Luther died, when Dr. King was assassinated, Coretta was heartbroken, okay? Because a true hero of America was just gunned down, It wasn't a role or a situation or a place that Coretta King would have wanted to be in. It was her worst nightmare, right? I don't see this as the worst nightmare for Erica. From the fake tears to hugging men with her bosom, okay? Going around powerful men and hugging them. Hey, hey. Mm? Let's see. Erica Kirk hugs Trump. Even Trump was like, this is cringe. That was so funny.
Erica, please come out. Thank you.
Even Trump is like, okay, this is done. Like, like, what are you doing right now? That was so cringe, right? It was so cringe. And then there was that other hug that she had with JD Vance that had the internet telling Usha she's about to get a divorce. I'm like, why is she like this? Like, this is like embarrassing. Like, why would you want to like I think these people have no shame, and having no shame is a superpower. Erica Clark has no shame whatsoever. Yeah, yeah. One thing for sure, Donald Trump is the king of that grift. I mean, you have to respect his politics. He understands the American game, and he plays it ruthlessly, ruthlessly. Um, 100%, I think somebody like Donald Trump thinks having a conscience is weakness. The quicker you kill your conscience, I think for people like Donald Trump, the better for you. Like all of us, we are softies because we were taught to be kind and loving. And honestly, as a mental health advocate, the more soft you are on this planet, I think the worse your life is, the worse it becomes. I'm surrounded by grifters. It's brutal. I've been watching The Grift since way back yonder. Yeah, that's so funny. I didn't see that comment. I've been watching The Grift since way back yonder. Hi, Brown Egg. Bye for now. It's late. I like you too. Come back soon. If you're kind, you're open to exploitation. Don't be kind. Like if you're I used to be this kind person. And this is because of my mother. She was very kind. And my mother did not live long, right? She was murdered when I was 6, and she was kind. And she gave me this disease of being kind and nice. And when you're like that, because you lack boundaries, people will use you because you lack boundaries. You don't want to be that person. When people like Donald Trump exist, when people like Bibi Netanyahu exist, people like Epstein exist, people who eat children, people who laugh when they see children die, right? You better start with your boundaries before you end up in a really bad place. Guys, we were just talking today about the Republican Party, the way it's falling apart, and the way I'm loving it. The way I am loving it. Hmm? Let me read that tweet again. That Truth Social. This is what Trump wrote. I know why Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have all been fighting me for years. They have been supporting him for years, okay? But now it's the opposite. For Trump, he sees them as people who've been fighting him. These are the guys who campaigned for him. MAGA is going down. It's falling apart. We are watching it, especially by the fact that they think it is wonderful for Iran, the number one state sponsor of terror, to have nuclear weapon. They never said any such things. But Donald Trump doesn't care. He lied to his teeth because this is the president that that have, right? Like he will lie. Nobody, nobody, none of those people ever want Tehran to have nuclear weapons, right? I don't want Tehran to have nuclear weapons. We have enough nuclear weapons as it is. We don't want anybody else having them. But he says that these guys want Tehran to have nuclear weapons, just straight up lying to the people. He don't care because they have one thing in common: low IQs, right? Now he looks for a stupid reason that's not even true to say that they have low IQ. They are stupid people. They know it. Hey, I am not denying that Tucker Carlson, Megan Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones are stupid people because they supported Donald Trump. Okay? For me, that's a stupid that comes from a stupid brain who is now just calling them stupid right now, right here. Just to confirm the miscalculation that they did. They okay. One thing I'll agree with Donald Trump. I mean, disagree with Donald Trump that these people support Tehran to have nuclear weapons. I know that's a straight up lie, but I do agree with this. They are stupid people. I don't agree when he says they know it. I think these people think they are the brightest of the brightest nuts that we have in America. You know, like I think Tucker Carlson thinks he's smart. I think Megan Kelly thinks she's smart. I think Candace Owens thinks. I think Alex Jones. They think they are smart, right? And I'll say whatever, like Candace was saying about Plato and the cave, right? These these mega influencers, right? They are the typical people who think that they are leaders, but they are followers who are told who are in a cave and they are shown all these paintings on the cave by Donald Trump and his idiots are controlling Donald Trump and they're telling them, oh, these paintings of the cave outside world, right? And they believe them and they believe all those lies that they were being told. I don't think they are stupid. Yes, Donald Trump, I agree. They are stupid, but they do not know it. Trump here says they know it. No, I don't think they know it. So he says they are stupid people, they know it. Their families know it. I mean, I don't know about their families, you know. Maybe their families know it and everyone else knows it. Okay, what like does he have to keep telling they are stupid people? They know it, their family knows it, everybody knows it. You know, this is when Donald Trump talks like he has fifth grade education. I know Donald Trump can write better than this, but he doesn't have to because, you know, he knows he's talking to MAGA. He says stuff like that that's kind of like childish, but that's what MAGA likes because MAGA doesn't want to think too hard. Look at their past, look at their record. Yeah, I look at their past and I look at their record and I see that they supported Donald Trump and they believed in this guy. That's how I know they're stupid. They don't have what it takes. They never did. Ah, yeah. They don't have what it takes. They never did. I actually agree. Funny how all of a sudden Trump and I are in agreement with something I never thought in my life. I never thought in my life I would ever actually agree with something that Trump said, or he would actually make me laugh. But this internal MAGA civil war, hey, let's celebrate this. This is the best thing that has happened since Trump got into power. They never did. I know they're losers. They never had what it takes to lead this nation because they aligned themselves with Donald Trump, who was going to to discard them like they are yesterday's newspaper anyway, once he was through with them. They didn't see that coming. That's why I agree. They're stupid people. They don't know it. I don't know if their family knows it, but everyone else, we know it too, Donald Trump. Thank you. Yes, we do. Yeah, we look at their past, they supported you. Yeah, we look at their record, they supported you. The fact that they're affiliated with you, that's how we know they don't have what it takes and they never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows, and aren't invited to on TV because nobody cares about them. You know what? I don't even have a TV. So I don't even care whether they are invited on TV or they're not invited on TV. Um, Good riddance if they're not invited. TV nowhere. They are not jobs. They're not jobs. So remember, the not jobs is in capital. He put not jobs in capital letters. Troublemakers also also not jobs. So he's here dismissing them completely, Trump style. Okay, right here, he's now dismissing them completely. You know, he already said they're stupid. Everybody knows it. And they don't know, they don't have, they don't have what it takes. Now he goes on to say they're not jobs. Yeah, and they're troublemakers. This is when he's dismissing them completely. I mean, for Trump, the number one not job to call you a not job, I don't even know like their ranks to this madness. This is MAGA. Like now they think they get some clicks because they have third rate podcasts, but nobody's talking about them, and their views are the opposite of MAGA. They are MAGA. This is when Donald Trump, I lose his train of thought. These are your MAGA influencers, okay? If they are opposite of MAGA, that tells me one thing. MAGA is over. There is no MAGA anymore. If these people are not there, if they are opposite of MAGA, what is MAGA? What is the opposite of nothing? Something? These were the something of MAGA. These were the something of MAGA, right? Tucker Carlson, Meghan Kelly, Candace Owens. These were the something of MAGA, right? These were what made MAGA something. If these people are nothing, we are watching the disintegration of MAGA. This MAGA thing is as good as done. This is why I know they're going to lose the primaries. It's only April. The end has come way sooner than we expected. Or I wouldn't have won the presidential election in a landslide. These are the people who made you win the presidential election in a landslide, Donald Trump. These are the people who put you up there with Elon Musk. If these people disappear into oblivion, so is the rest of the MAGA. Like, who else are you going to use? Joe Rogan? Mega agrees with me. Old news. Mega agrees with Donald Trump. Okay. Okay. What's new? What's new? And just gave CNN 100% approval rating of Trump. Trump already told us that CNN is fake news. So if CNN is giving 100% approval rating of Trump, is this the same CNN that you told us was about fake? I love Mega. Ooh, funny. Not hand flailing fools like Tucker Carlson, understandable, right? I'm sure he didn't because of the way he reasons. He was a broken man when he got fired from Fox, and he's never been the same. Perhaps should see a good psychiatrist. I agree 100% with Donald Trump that Tucker Carlson should sit in a political civil class, get his brains educated. Um, like, yeah, he sounds stupid, and I'm glad that Donald Trump just confirmed that he didn't go to school. I'm not surprised. Fake journalist. Okay, let's move on. Or Megan Kelly, who now famous, who asked me now famous only Rosie O'Donnell question or crazy. Like I don't even know that crazy Rosie O'Donnell question. Like I don't follow Megan Kelly. I don't follow Donald Trump. If there was a crazy Rosie O'Donnell question, I don't even want to hear about it. Like that's how these people who accuses the highly respected First Lady of France of being a man. First Lady of France, Brigitte Macron, is a man. Nobody's accusing her anything. Sits like a man. When she wears a bikini, she looks like she has balls dangling down her, between her legs. Her face looks like a man. Like Brigitte Macron is a man. I don't even know why she's being accused of being a man. Like, you are a man, Brigitte, when she is not. Hmm. Trump, this is another lie. Brigitte Macron to me is a man. Like, I need evidence that Brigitte Macron is not a man. If you can find that for me, bring it. But my default is Brigitte Macron is a man. Like I've seen one or two clips that I'm like, okay, she can send us evidence of herself when she was a little girl. I'll take them. She can, show us herself in a bikini. I'll take those photos. Um, I I believe she's a man, and we hopefully win lots of money in ongoing lawsuits. Yeah, I hope that they make this an open hearing so we see the evidence. Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is far more beautiful woman than Candice. Yeah, that is so funny. Okay, everybody knows like Candace Owens is a very, very beautiful woman. She is pretty, right? She is pretty. She has no comparison. There is no comparison to the ugliest man in France, Brigitte Macron. But this is why Candace, in her clapback to Donald Trump, was asking him, "Are you gay?" Oh, are you gay? Hey, this was funny. This was funny. This was the clapback. This clapback by Candace Owens, this was spot on. When she asked him, "Are you gay?" You're comparing me with Brigitte Macron. She's far more beautiful than me. Is that what you can see? She's like, "Are you attracted to Brigitte Macron? Are you gay?" Okay, that one was funny. These people are so funny. Yeah, she says Trump is funny. Like that's just childish. And this is another, another way that you see like Donald Trump is just childish in his own way, right? Like the fifth grade education just comes in right here. She is not, and will hopefully win lots of money in the ongoing lawsuit. Actually, to me, First Lady of France is far more beautiful woman than Candace. In fact, it's not. He says, in fact, it's not even close. Trump is so full of shit. He's just full of shit. Brigitte Macron is no match. She doesn't even come any doesn't come anywhere close to Candace Owens. Nowhere. Not even this remotely close. Okay? Not even close. That is so funny. So to Trump, that's why Candace asks him, "Are you gay? Are you gay?" Mhm. Actually, to me, okay, the First Lady of France is far more beautiful woman than Candace. In fact, it's not even close. Or bankrupt Alex Jones, who says some of the dumbest things and lost his entire fortune as he should have for his horrendous attack on families of the Sandy Hook's shooting victims, ridiculously claiming it was a hoax. They're so-called pundits and losers. He continues to butcher them. He says they're pundits and losers and will always be. Now fake news CNN. He just said CNN gave me a 100% approval rating. And then now right here he's saying now fake news CNN. Okay, they gave you 100% rating. And then you just call them fake news CNN. The failing New York Times and all the other radical left news. They are not MAGA. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now I'm getting bored. Of course, they are not MAGA. They are losers. So is MAGA. Just trying to latch on to MAGA, please. Please. Nobody be trying to latch on to MAGA, okay? MAGA is getting divorced. Women are leaving MAGA. They're divorcing their MAGA husbands. Nobody. That's where you get it wrong, Mr. President. You're out of touch. Nobody is latching on to MAGA. These MAGA people, Candace Owens, Megan Kelly, Tucker Carlson, you guys just fell apart. We are watching you. We are laughing about it. Nobody's be trying to latch to you. Nobody. It's like telling, it's like a homeless person trying to tell you, like, please don't follow me home. You got nowhere to go, right? Please, nobody's trying to latch on to MAGA. I could on my side anytime I want to. Yeah, if you have money, like the millions you're getting from Israel, I'm sure you can pay them off 100%. Like these people are people you can buy off. The reason they're turning on you is because you're not paying them. I believe that. But when they call, I don't return their calls because I'm too busy selling out the country to Israel. Oh, sorry. I'm too busy on world and country affairs. And after a few times, they go nasty. Just like Marjorie Trader Brown. Her name is Green. I thought she was Marjorie Trailer, whatever. No, you can't call her Trader. He puts Trader in whatever. But I no longer care about that stuff. Now he's like now a victim. I only care about doing the right thing for our country. Now he's the martyr. He's back to that psychology. Like, I don't care about that stuff. You don't care about that fucking stuff. Why did you have to write all this nasty stuff if you don't care about that stuff? Now all of a sudden, the psychology is changing. I'm the victim. They are bad people. I don't have to worry about that stuff. I'm the innocent president, and all these people, they're making me out to be a bad person when I am here worrying about my country and doing what is right for our country. Mega is about winning and strength. I'm not allowing Iran to have nuclear weapons. Mega is about making America great again. Mega is about mega. Ah, mega is about mega, period. And these people have no idea how to do that. And he got a hundred. Yep, that is so funny. Oh, mega is about mega. I think that's another lie. Mega was about Donald Trump. It's about it. Everybody else who thinks they're still part of that game, go see a shrink because your ability to comprehend your environment and master it is something I worry about seriously. Well, guys, for tuning into post traumatic bliss and spending time with me, react to those news. Um, yeah, as we grow and learn and react to the environment we are in. May you be happy and live with a joyful heart. May you be strong. May you be strong and healthy and live with a body that gives you energy. and may you be safe and protected, and may you live with the ease that comes with well-being. You're one of a kind. There'll be never be anybody like you on this planet. Live to your live to your greatest potential. Laugh, learn the people around you, make good relationships, try to eat healthy, try live with the ease that comes with well-being. Love you. When I look and I find I still love you. I like that song by Queen. When I look and I find I still love you. You know, sometimes it's good to, that despite what's happening in the world, I can look and find some humor and laugh, right? And feel that I still have some love in life, right? Somehow, right? And I find I still love you. It's nice to see MAGA fall apart. Donald Trump panic. I can tell you that's a confirmation that the primaries are here. And he's worried he might lose the Congress and the Senate. There's one thing you cannot stop: time, right? One thing you cannot stop is time. When you run out of time, you run out of time. And there's time for everything. There's time for MAGA to become strong. And then there's time for MAGA to go down. And I think it's time for MAGA to go down. And I think that time has come for them. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. And I hope to see you tomorrow on my next live if we have something worthy of talking about on these internet streets. Have a good night.